You may wonder, is such a feat possible? I assure you, not only is it possible, but it is your birthright. For you see, the power to manifest your desires has always resided within you. It is not something to be acquired, but rather something to be remembered and awakened. Let us begin by understanding the fundamental principle upon which this science rests. Your world, your reality, is nothing more than an outward projection of your inner state of consciousness. Every circumstance, every person, every event in your life is a reflection of your beliefs, assumptions, and mental attitudes. This is the first and most crucial realization on your path to mastery. Imagine, if you will, that your mind is a garden. Your thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions are the seeds you plant in this garden. The life you're experiencing right now is the harvest of those seeds. If you're dissatisfied with your current harvest, the solution is not to wrestle with the fruit, but to change the seed. This is where many seekers falter. They attempt to change their world by manipulating external circumstances, unaware that the outer world is but a shadow of their inner world. They chase after effects, ignorant of the cause that lies within their own consciousness. But you, my dear friends, are here today to transcend this limited understanding. You are here to become conscious creators, masters of your reality. And the key to this mastery lies in one simple yet profound practice, the art of assumption. To assume means to think from the end. It means to inhabit the state of your wish fulfilled, not as a future possibility, but as a present fact. This is the secret that has been hidden in plain sight throughout the ages. It is the pearl of great price, the philosopher's stone that transmutes the lead of current circumstances into the gold of desired realities. Now, you might ask, how do I assume? How do I think from the end? The answer lies in your God-given gift of imagination. Your imagination is the very workshop wherein you can construct the inner conversations and mental scenes that, persisted in, will harden into fact. Let me illustrate this with a simple exercise. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself in a scene that would imply the fulfillment of your desire. If your desire is for financial abundance, see yourself looking at a bank statement with a balance that thrills you. Feel the emotions that would accompany such a sight. Hear the words you would speak, the conversations you would have if this were your reality right now. This, my friends, is the art of assumption in action. You are thinking from the end, embodying the state of your wish fulfilled. And here's the miraculous truth. To the extent that you can make this imaginal act feel natural and real to you, to that extent will it objectify itself in your outer world. But remember, this is not mere daydreaming or wishful thinking. This is a deliberate, conscious direction of your imagination. It is an act of faith, for faith is nothing more than loyalty to your unseen assumption. And it is through faith that the invisible becomes visible, that the imaginable becomes actual. Now you might wonder, why 48 hours? Can I truly master this science in such a short time? The answer lies in the nature of consciousness itself. You see, consciousness is the only reality. All things exist within it. And it takes no time for consciousness to assume a new state. The moment you successfully embody a new state in your imagination, the seed is planted. The 48 hours we speak of is not for the planting, but for the cultivation of that seed. In these 48 hours, you will learn to persist in your new assumption, regardless of the evidence of your senses. For the outer world, bound as it is by the law of time and space, may take a while to reflect your inner change. But make no mistake, once the seed is planted and nurtured, its manifestation is inevitable. This brings us to another crucial aspect of our science, the law of reversibility. Just as heat produces motion, motion can produce heat. Similarly, while feeling creates circumstance, circumstance can create feeling. This is why it's vital to guard your mental diet, to be selective about the thoughts and assumptions you entertain. In these 48 hours, you will learn to become aware of your mental conversations, those incessant inner dialogues that shape your world. You will learn to consciously choose thoughts and inner conversations that align with your desired state. For it is these mental conversations persisted in that will reshape your world. Let me share with you a powerful technique to aid you in this practice. I call it revision. At the end of each day, before you sleep, review the events of your day. But here's the key: revise any event that was not to your liking. See it unfold in your imagination exactly as you would have wished it to be. Feel the satisfaction, the joy, the fulfillment of experiencing it in this revised manner. This practice serves two purposes. First, it trains your mind to focus on the desired state rather than the current reality. Second, it demonstrates your power as a conscious creator. For in the world of imagination, there is no limitation. You can revise any event, any circumstance exactly as you desire it to be. As you engage in this practice over the next 48 hours, you will begin to feel a shift in your consciousness. You will start to experience what I call the naturalness of your desired state. This is a crucial milestone on your journey to mastery. For when your desired state feels more natural to you than your current reality, its manifestation is at hand. Now let us delve deeper into the nature of consciousness and its relation to the world of manifestation. Consciousness, my dear friends, is not confined to the boundaries of your physical form. It is infinite, eternal, and all-encompassing. Your individual consciousness is but a focal point of this universal consciousness, much like a wave is a focal point of the vast ocean. Understanding this truth is crucial to mastering the science of manifestation. For it means that all things, all possibilities, all potential realities already exist within your consciousness. You are not creating something new when you manifest your desires. Rather, you are selecting and embodying a state that already exists within the infinite sea of consciousness. This understanding liberates you from the limitations of time and space. It frees you from the belief that your desires are out there somewhere, waiting to be attained. Instead, you realize that they are already within you, waiting to be assumed and expressed. In these 48 hours, you will learn to navigate this infinite sea of consciousness with precision and purpose. You will discover that shifting from one state to another is as simple and natural as moving from one room to another in your home. All it requires is your decision and your assumption. But here, my friends, we must address a common pitfall on the path to mastery. Many seekers, upon learning of their creative power, fall into the trap of trying to manipulate specific events or people. They attempt to use their imagination to control the how of their manifestation. This is a mistake, and it often leads to frustration and disappointment. Remember, the outer world is a reflection of your inner state. When you assume the state of your wish fulfilled, where you embody the consciousness of already being, doing, or having what you desire, the outer world must rearrange itself to match this new state. But the manner in which it does so is not your concern. Your role is to assume the state of the wish fulfilled and to persist in that assumption. The means and methods by which your desire will manifest are the domain of that infinite intelligence that orchestrates the universe. Trust in this intelligence. Have faith that once you have planted the seed in consciousness, it will grow and bear fruit in its own perfect way and time. This brings us to another crucial aspect of our science: detachment. Detachment does not mean indifference. Rather, it means to be so confident in the reality of your assumption that you can relax and allow it to unfold naturally. It means to live from the state of your wish fulfilled without anxiety or desperation about its manifestation in the outer world. In these 48 hours, you will cultivate this art of detachment. You will learn to rest in the assurance that what you have assumed in consciousness must objectify itself in your world. This assurance, this knowing, is the mark of a true master of manifestation. Now let us turn our attention to a powerful tool in our manifestation toolkit, the use of affirmations. Affirmations, when used correctly, can be a potent means of reshaping your subconscious beliefs and assumptions. However, the key lies in understanding the true nature of effective affirmations. An affirmation is not merely a positive statement repeated mechanically. It is a statement of truths spoken from the state of your wish fulfilled. When you affirm, you are not trying to convince yourself of something. Rather, you are declaring a truth that you have already accepted in consciousness. For example, if your desire is for financial abundance, a powerful affirmation might be, I am so grateful now that I am financially free. As you speak these words, feel the relief, the joy, the sense of security that would accompany this state. See yourself living this truth. Hear the inner conversations you would have if this were your reality right now. In these 48 hours, you will learn to craft and use affirmations that resonate with your desired state. You will discover how to infuse these affirmations with feeling and conviction, transforming them from mere words into powerful seeds of manifestation. But remember, the power of your affirmations lies not in the words themselves, but in the state of consciousness from which they are spoken. This is why feeling is the secret. The feeling of the wish fulfilled, embodied and expressed through your affirmations, is the catalyst that brings your desires into manifestation. As we progress deeper into our 48-hour mastery journey, let us explore the concept of living in the end. This phrase, living in the end, encapsulates the essence of our science of manifestation. It means to live, think, and act from the consciousness of already being the person you desire to be, of already having what you wish to have. Living in the end is not about pretending or play acting. It is about fully embodying the state of your wish, fulfilled in your imagination, to the point where it feels more real and more natural to you than your current circumstances. This is the state from which miracles spring forth, where the seeming impossible becomes possible. In these 48 hours, you will practice living in the end with unwavering focus and devotion. You will learn to maintain this state regardless of the evidence of your senses. For remember, your senses only show you the effects of past thoughts and assumptions. They cannot show you the new cause you are setting in motion through a present assumption. This practice of living in the end will require vigilance and persistence. You must guard your thoughts, your inner conversations, and your mental diet with the same care and attention that you would give to any valuable possession. For indeed, your state of consciousness is your most valuable possession, the very substance from which your world is shaped. As you persist in living from the end, you may encounter what seems like opposition or contradiction in your outer world. This is perfectly natural and to be expected. The outer world, bound as it is by time and space, may take a while to fully reflect your new inner state. But do not be discouraged by this seeming lag. Instead, see it as an opportunity to strengthen your faith, to deepen your conviction in the reality of your assumption. Remember, the outer world is nothing more than a shadow, a reflection of your inner state. As you maintain your new state of consciousness, this shadow must, by immutable law, reshape itself to match the new inner reality. Your task is not to wrestle with the shadow, but to be steadfast in your new assumption. Now let us delve into a powerful technique that will aid you in maintaining your desired state. The use of inner conversations. Your inner conversations are the dialogues you have with yourself and with others in your imagination. These conversations are incredibly potent, for they are direct communications with your subconscious mind. In these 48 hours, you will learn to consciously craft and engage in inner conversations that align with your desired state. If your desire is for a loving relationship, for example, you might imagine hearing a close friend congratulate you on your wonderful partnership. Feel the joy and gratitude as you respond, confirming the reality of this loving relationship in your life. These inner conversations, when imbued with feeling and repeated with consistency, become a powerful force in reshaping your subconscious beliefs and assumptions. And as your subconscious beliefs change, your outer world must change to match them. But remember, the key to effective inner conversations lies in their naturalness. They should not feel forced or artificial. Instead, they should flow as easily and naturally as any actual conversation you might have. This naturalness is a sign that your new assumption is taking root in your subconscious mind. As we approach the midpoint of our 48-hour journey to mastery, let us address a question that often arises: what about action? Do I simply imagine and affirm, or must I also act in the physical world? This is a crucial point, and one that is often misunderstood. Action, my dear friends, is indeed a vital part of the manifestation process, but it is not action as the world commonly understands it. It is not about forcing or struggling or manipulating external circumstances. Rather, it is about inspired action, action that flows naturally from your new state of consciousness. When you successfully assume the state of your wish fulfilled, when you truly live in the end, you will find yourself naturally inspired to take actions that align with this new state. These actions will not feel like effort or struggle. Instead, they will feel natural, even inevitable, as if you are simply playing the part that has been assigned to you. In these 48 hours, you will learn to recognize and follow these inspired actions. You will discover that as you live from the state of your wish fulfilled, opportunities and circumstances will present themselves that perfectly align with your desire. Your role is simply to step into these opportunities, to play your part in the unfolding drama of your manifestation. This is the true meaning of the biblical injunction to stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. It does not mean to be passive or inactive. Rather, it means to be still in your assumption, to be unwavering in your faith, and from this state of stillness to watch as the path to your desire naturally unfolds before you. Now let us turn our attention to a powerful tool that will accelerate your mastery of this science, the practice of acting as if. This technique is a natural extension of living in the end, that it brings your assumption into your physical world in a tangible way. To act as if means to behave in your outer world as you would if your desire were already a reality. If your desire is for a successful career, for example, you would carry yourself with the confidence and poise of a successful person. You would make decisions and interact with others from the mindset of someone who has already achieved the success you desire. In these 48 hours, you will practice acting as if with dedication and consistency. You will discover that as you align your outer behavior with your inner assumption, you create a powerful resonance that accelerates the manifestation of your desire. But remember, acting as is not about pretending or deceiving others. It is about aligning your outer expression with your inner truth, the truth you have accepted in consciousness. It is about bringing your entire being, your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions into harmony with the state of your wish fulfilled. As we delve deeper into our exploration of the science of manifestation, let us address a concept that is often misunderstood, the role of desire itself. Many spiritual teachings advise against desire, seeing it as a source of suffering or attachment. But in our science, desire plays a crucial and positive role. Desire, my dear friends, is the voice of God within you. It is the creative impulse of the universe seeking expression through you. Your desires are not random or meaningless. They are calls from your higher self, invitations to grow, to expand, to more fully express your divine nature. In these 48 hours, you will learn to honor your desires, to see them as sacred messages from your deeper self. You will discover that as you align with your true desires, as you assume the state of their fulfillment, you are not being selfish or materialistic. Rather, you are fulfilling your divine purpose, expressing more of your true nature, and in doing so, enriching the world around you. But here, we must make an important distinction. There is a difference between pure desire and neediness or desperation. Pure desire comes from a place of fullness, of knowing that you are already complete and whole. Neediness, on the other hand, comes from a place of lack, of feeling incomplete without the object of your desire. In our science of manifestation, we work with pure desire. We assume the state of our wish fulfilled not because we need it to be happy or complete, but because it is a natural expression of who we truly are. This distinction is crucial, for manifestation born of neediness often brings with it new problems and dissatisfactions, while manifestation born of pure desire brings genuine fulfillment and joy. As we enter the final stretch of our 48-hour journey to mastery, let us explore a concept ties together everything we have discussed, the law of assumption. This law states that whatever you assume to be true, whatever state you occupy in consciousness, must express itself in your outer world. The law of assumption is not something external to you. It is not a force that you must appease or manipulate. Rather, it is the very nature of consciousness itself. It is the mechanism by which the formless realm of pure potential takes on form and expression in the physical world. In these final hours of our journey, you will deepen your understanding and application of this law. You will discover that every moment of your life, you are making assumptions. These assumptions, whether conscious or unconscious, are shaping your reality. By becoming aware of your assumptions and consciously choosing those that align with your desires, you become a deliberate creator of your life experience. As we approach the culmination of our 48-hour mastery, I want to emphasize a crucial point: persistence. The power of your assumption lies not in making it once, but in maintaining it consistently. There may be times when your outer world seems to contradict your inner assumption. In these moments, your persistence is key. Hold fast to your assumption, knowing that the outer world must eventually conform to your inner state. Remember, my dear friends, that you are not alone in this journey. You are supported by the very fabric of the universe, by the infinite intelligence that pervades all things. As you master this science of manifestation, you align yourself more fully with this intelligence. You become a conscious co-creator with the divine, expressing more of your true nature and potential. In closing, I want to remind you that what we have explored in these 48 hours is not mere theory or philosophy. It is a practical science, a method that has been proven time and again by those who have applied it with understanding and persistence. You now hold in your hands the key to shaping your reality, to manifesting your deepest desires and highest aspirations. Go forth now and apply what you have learned. Live from the state of your wish fulfilled. Persist in your assumptions. Act from the consciousness of already being the person you desire to be. And watch in awe as your world transforms to match your inner state. For you are the operant power, the conscious creator of your life experience. In realizing this truth and living from it, you step into your true power and fulfill your highest destiny. The world you see around you, the circumstances of your life, the very fabric of reality, all of it is but a reflection of your own consciousness. You are not a victim of your environment, but its creator. Every experience, every person, every object in your world is there because you have called it forth from the depths of your imagination. Consider for a moment the immense power that resides within you. The power to shape worlds, to manifest desires, to literally bring your dreams into tangible form. This power is not something external, not something to be gained or achieved. It is your very essence, your true nature, waiting to be recognized and embraced. Many will scoff at this idea, clinging desperately to their belief in limitation and struggle. They have been conditioned to see themselves as small, powerless beings at the mercy of an indifferent universe. But I tell you now with absolute certainty that this is the grandest illusion ever perpetrated upon humanity. You are not separate from the source of all creation. You are that source, individualized and expressing itself through the unique form that you call I. The I that you truly are is not the body you inhabit or the personality you constructed. It is the infinite, eternal awareness that animates all of existence. This awareness, this I am, is the foundation of all that is. It is the clay from which all experience is molded. And you in every moment are the sculptor. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your deepest convictions, these are the tools with which you shape your reality. Consider carefully the implications of this truth. If you are the creator of your world, then you hold within you the power to recreate it in any way you choose. The limitations you perceive, the obstacles you face, the lack you experience, all of these are but shadows cast by your own beliefs. To change your world, you need only change your conception of yourself. This is the great secret, the hidden wisdom that has been whispered through the ages. You are not what you appear to be. You are not your body, your thoughts, your emotions, or your circumstances. These are but costumes you wear, roles you play in the grand drama of existence. Your true identity is that of the dreamer, not the dream. You are the awareness in which all experience arises. And just as a dreamer can change the course of a night's vision, so too can you alter the very fabric of your waking reality. But how, you may ask, can one accomplish such a feat? The answer lies in the power of your imagination. Your imagination is not some frivolous fancy, a mere escape from reality. It is the very workshop of creation, the place where possible takes form before manifesting in the physical world. When you imagine, you are literally shaping the substance of the universe. The images you hold in your mind, the scenarios you play out in your imagination, these are the blueprints from which your future is constructed. This is why it is said that imagining creates reality. But it is not enough to merely visualize or daydream. To truly harness the power of your imagination, you must learn to feel the reality of your desire. You must enter so fully into the state of having your wish fulfilled that it becomes more real to you than your present circumstances. This is the art of living from the end. It is the practice of assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, of experiencing now what you desire to experience in the future. When you master this art, you will find that the universe rearranges itself to accommodate your new conception of reality. Many will dismiss this as mere positive thinking or self-delusion, but I assure you it is neither. It is the fundamental law upon which all of creation operates. Just as a seed contains within it the pattern of the fully grown plant, so too does your imagination contain the pattern of your future experiences. The world you see around you now is the harvest of seeds planted in your imagination in the past. If you do not like what you see, then you must plant new seeds. You must cultivate a new image of yourself and your world in the fertile soil of your mind. This is not a process that requires struggle or effort. In fact, the harder you try, the more you reinforce the belief that what you desire is difficult to attain. Instead, you must relax into the knowing that what you seek is already yours. Imagine for a moment that you are living in the end, that your desire has already been fulfilled. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the sense of accomplishment that comes with having what you want. Let this feeling permeate every cell of your being. Breathe it in, let it fill you completely. As you do this, you align yourself with the vibrational frequency of your desire. You become a perfect match for what you seek. And in doing so, you draw it into your experience. This is the law of attraction in its purest form. But remember, it is not the thing itself that you seek, but the feeling that you believe the thing will give you. All desire is ultimately a desire for a state of being. You do not want money for the sake of paper or digits in a bank account. You want the feeling of abundance, of freedom, of security that you believe money will provide. Once you understand this, you realize that you need not wait for anything external to change in order to experience what you desire. You can assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled now, in this very moment. And as you do, you will find that the external world begins to shift and change to match your internal state. This is the true meaning of faith. It is not a blind belief in something outside of yourself, but an unshakable knowing of the power within you. It is the confidence to live from the end, to experience now what you desire to experience in the future. Most people live their entire lives never realizing this truth. They believe that their thoughts and feelings are reactions to the world around them, never understanding that the opposite is true. Your thoughts and feelings are the cause, not the effect of your experience. This is why most will ignore this message. It requires a complete reversal of everything they have been taught to believe about themselves and the nature of reality. It demands that they take full responsibility for their lives, relinquishing the comfort of victimhood and embracing their role as the author of their own story. But for those who are ready, for those who can feel the truth of these words resonating in the depths of their being, this message holds the key to unlimited possibility. It is an invitation to step into your true power, to claim your birthright as a creator of worlds. Imagine for a moment what your life would be like if you truly embraced this truth. What would change if you knew beyond all doubt that you could be, do, or have anything you desire? How would you move through the world if you understood that every person and circumstance in your life was there in response to your own consciousness? The possibilities are endless. You could reshape your body, transform your relationships, revolutionize your career, manifest abundance beyond your wildest dreams. There is no limit to what you can create once you understand and apply this principle. But it requires a shift in consciousness, a willingness to let go of old beliefs and embrace a new understanding of your standing or place in the universe. It demands that you release your attachment to the evidence of your senses and place your faith in the unseen reality of your imagination. This is not always easy. The habits of a lifetime do not dissolve overnight. You may find yourself falling back into old patterns of thought and behavior. But each time you catch yourself, each time you choose to redirect your attention to the truth of your being, you grow stronger in your new understanding. Remember, the outer world is a reflection of your inner state. If you find yourself facing challenges or setbacks, do not despair. These are simply opportunities for you to clarify your desires and strengthen your resolve. They are invitations to go deeper into the truth of who you really are. Every experience, whether perceived as positive or negative, is a gift. It is showing you where your consciousness is focused, revealing to you the beliefs and assumptions that are shaping your reality. Use these experiences as feedback, as signposts guiding you back to your true power. The practice of living from the end requires patience and persistence. You are reprogramming your subconscious mind, overwriting years of conditioning with a new understanding of reality. This takes time, but the results are nothing short of miraculous. As you continue to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, as you persist in the assumption that you are who you want to be, you will begin to see evidence of your new reality manifesting around you. Circumstances will align, opportunities will appear, people will enter your life, all in perfect harmony with your new self-concept. But do not make the mistake of looking to the outside world for confirmation of your inner work. The outer must conform to the inner, but it does so in its own time and in its own way. Your job is simply to maintain the feeling of the wish fulfilled, to live as though your desire has already been realized. This is where most people falter. They begin the work, they imagine their desire, they even manage to feel it as real feeling. But then they look to the outside world and not seeing immediate results, they give up. They conclude that it doesn't work, never realizing that their lack of faith is precisely what prevented their desire from manifesting. Faith is not something you have, it is something you do. It is the active assumption that what you desire is already yours. It is the conviction that what you have imagined is more real, more true than what your senses are showing you. This kind of faith can move mountains. It can part seas. It can transform a life of lack and limitation into one of abundance and joy. But it requires dedication, it demands persistence. It calls for a willingness to stand firm in your conviction, even when the whole world seems to be telling you otherwise. Remember, the world you see now is the result of your past thoughts and beliefs. It is the harvest of seeds planted long ago. As you begin to plant new seeds in the fertile soil of your imagination, as you nurture them with the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you must be patient. Allow them time to grow, to take root, to break through the surface of your current reality. During this time, it may seem as though nothing is happening. The temptation to give up, to return to your old ways of thinking, will be strong. This is the moment when your faith is tested, when your commitment to your new understanding is challenged. But if you can persist, if you can maintain your assumption even in the face of apparent contradiction, you will witness a transformation so profound that it will seem like magic to those who do not understand the law by which you are operating. You will watch as your world rearranges itself to match your inner vision. People will respond to you differently. Opportunities will present themselves. Circumstances will align in ways you could never have planned or anticipated. And all of this will happen not through struggle or effort, but through the natural operation of universal law. This is the promise held within this message. It is the key to unlocking a life beyond your wildest dreams. But it requires a leap of faith, a willingness to trust in the unseen, to believe in the power of your own imagination. Most will ignore this message. They will dismiss it as fantasy, as wishful thinking, as yet another empty promise in a world full of disappointment. But for those who are ready, for those who can feel the truth of these words resonating in their very soul, it holds the potential to change everything. You stand now at a crossroads. Before you lies the path of limitation, of struggle, of living at the mercy of circumstances. It is the path most traveled, the one that society has conditioned you to follow. It is safe, familiar, and utterly devoid of magic. But there is another path, one that few dare to tread. It is the path of unlimited possibility, of conscious creation, of living, delighting being that you truly are. It is a path that requires courage, that demands faith, that calls you to step into your true power. The choice is yours. You can continue to live as you have been, accepting the world as it appears to be, or you can embrace this message, this truth, and begin the greatest adventure of your life, the journey of conscious creation. Remember, you are not bound by your past, by your circumstances, or by what others believe to be possible. You are limited only by your own imagination and your willingness to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. So I ask you now, what world do you wish to create? What life do you desire to live? What version of yourself do you long to become? Hold that vision in your mind, feel it as real, know it as truth. For in that moment of assumption, in that act of faith, you set in motion forces beyond your comprehension. You are the operant power in your world. You are the author of your own story. You are the creator of your own reality. This is the truth that most would ignore, but it is the truth that has the power to change everything. Embrace it, live it, become it. For in doing so, you step into the fullness of who you truly are, a divine being, infinite in potential, unlimited in possibility. This is your birthright. This is your true nature. This is the reality that awaits you if you have the courage to claim it. The world is waiting for you to awaken to your true power. It is longing for you to step into your role as a conscious creator. For as you transform your own life, you contribute to the transformation of all of humanity. Each person who awakens to this truth, who begins to live from this understanding, becomes a beacon of light in a world of shadows. They demonstrate through their own experience the unlimited potential that lies within each and every human being. Imagine a world where everyone understood this truth, where each person recognized their power as a creator. What kind of world would we create together? What miracles would we witness? What heights of achievement, of love, of harmony would we reach? This is the promise held within this message. It is not just about transforming your individual life, although that is where it begins. It is about participating in the evolution of human consciousness, about contributing to the awakening of our entire species. But it starts with you. It starts here now in this moment of decision. Will you ignore this message, dismissing it as too good to be true? Or will you embrace it, allowing it to ignite within you the flame of possibility? The choice is yours. But know this, the very fact that you are hearing these words, that you have stayed with this message to this point, is no accident. You have called this knowledge to you, drawn it from the infinite field of possibility through your own readiness to receive it. You are ready for this truth. You are prepared to step into your power as a creator. You are on the threshold of a new life, a new understanding, a new way of being in the world. So take this message to heart. Let it sink deep into your consciousness. Allow it to transform your understanding of yourself and your place in the universe. For in doing so, you set in motion a chain of events that will reshape your entire world. Remember, the power is within you. The kingdom is within you. All that you seek, all that you desire, all that you long to be, it is already yours. You need only claim it, embrace it, live from it. This is the truth that most will ignore. But for you, dear listener, it is the key that will unlock the door to a life beyond your wildest dreams. It is the message that will change everything. So go forth now, armed with this knowledge, empowered by this understanding. Create boldly, live fully, love deeply. For you are the author of your own story, the creator of your own reality, the master of your own destiny. And in embracing this truth, in living from this understanding, you become a light unto the world, a beacon of hope, a living testament to the unlimited potential that resides within each and every human being. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your invitation to step into the fullness of who you truly are. Will you accept it? Will you embrace it? Will you allow it to transform your life and through you the world? The choice is yours. But know this, the universe is waiting with bated breath for your decision. For in your awakening, in your embrace of your true power, lies the seed of transformation for all of humanity. So choose wisely, choose boldly, choose now. For in this moment, in this decision, lies the power to change everything. And that, dear listener, is a power beyond measure, a gift beyond price, a truth beyond imagination. Embrace it, live it, become it. For in doing so, you fulfill your destiny, you claim your birthright, you step into the truth of who you really are. And in that moment, everything changes. Everything. The power to change your life lies within you. Your imagination shapes reality. What you assume and feel to be true will manifest. Most dismiss this as fantasy, clinging to limitation. But you can choose different. Embrace your true nature as a creator. Live from the end, feeling your desires as already fulfilled. Your inner state creates your outer world. Persist in faith even when circumstances seem unchanged. This truth can transform everything. You are not bound by the past or others' beliefs. You are limited only by your imagination and willingness to assume your wish fulfilled. What life do you wish to create? Hold that vision, feel it as real. You set forces in motion beyond comprehension. You are the author of your story, the creator of your reality. This message holds the key to unlimited possibility. Will you ignore it or embrace your power? The choice is yours. But you are ready for this truth, prepared to step into your creative power. Let this understanding transform you. Create boldly, live fully, love deeply. Become a light to the world, demonstrating humanity's potential. This is your moment to claim who you truly are. The universe awaits your decision. In embracing your power lies the seed of transformation for all. Choose now. For in this moment is the power to change everything. Embrace it, live it, become it. Fulfill your destiny as a conscious creator. And in that moment, everything changes. Everything? Imagine, if you will, that your desire has already been fulfilled. Feel the joy, the relief, the overwhelming sense of gratitude that accompanies the realization of your deepest wishes. This feeling, this state of being is the key to unlocking the infinite potential that lies dormant within you. You see, the world around us is nothing more than a reflection of our inner state. What we perceive as reality is merely a shadow cast by the light of our consciousness. And just as a shadow cannot exist without light, our external experiences cannot manifest without the power of our imagination. Consider for a moment the nature of prayer. Many of us have been taught to beseech an external deity, to plead for favors from a being separate from ourselves. But I tell you now, true prayer is not a petition to an outside force. It is a recognition of the divine power that resides within each one of us. When you pray, you are not reaching out to a distant God. You are, in fact, awakening to the God within you. This God, this infinite creative force, is not separate from you. It is you in your truest, most essential form. And it is through this understanding that your prayers find their answer. The Bible tells us, before they call, I will answer. While they are yet speaking, I will hear. This is not a promise of some future event, but a statement of an eternal truth. The answer to your prayer exists now, in this very moment. It is not something to be created, but something to be realized. Your task then is not to make your desire come true, but to align yourself with the reality in which it is already true. This is the art of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. When you can live from the end, when you can experience the joy and gratitude of your desire, as if it were already accomplished, you set in motion the forces that will bring it into your physical experience. Many of you may be thinking, but how can I feel something that hasn't happened yet? To this I say, your imagination is more real than the world you see around you. The physical world is malleable, constantly changing and reshaping itself in response to the images we hold in our minds. Think of it this way. When you plant a seed in the ground, do you dig it up every day to see if it has sprouted? Of course not. You trust in the unseen processes of nature, knowing that in due time the seed will grow into a mighty tree. Your desires are like seeds planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Once planted, they need only your faith and your unwavering assumption of their fulfillment to grow into reality. This is the true meaning of faith. It is not blind belief in something unseen. It is the evidence of things not seen. When you can feel the reality of your desire so vividly that it becomes more real to you than the physical world around you, that is faith. And it is this faith that moves mountains. Now, some of you may be wondering about the role of action in this process. Should you simply sit back and wait for your desires to manifest? Not at all. Action is indeed necessary, but it is inspired action. When you live in the end, when you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you will find yourself naturally guided to take the steps that lead to manifestation. These actions will not feel like struggle or strain. They will feel natural, effortless, as if you are being carried along by an invisible current. This is because you are no longer trying to make something happen. You are simply allowing what is already true in your imagination to express itself in your physical reality. Remember, the world is yourself pushed out. Every person, every circumstance you encounter is a reflection of your own consciousness. When you change your inner state, the world around you must change to reflect this new reality. This is not magic or wishful thinking. It is the operation of universal law. Let me share with you a powerful technique to help you maintain this state of living in the end. Before you go to sleep each night, replay in your mind a scene that implies the fulfillment of your desire. Make it as vivid and as real as possible. Engage all your senses. Feel the emotions you would feel if your desire were already realized. As you drift off to sleep in this state, you are impressing this reality upon your subconscious mind. And it is your subconscious mind that shapes your world. By doing this night after night, you are reprogramming your subconscious to accept this new reality as truth. During your waking hours, whenever doubts or fears arise, and they will, for that is the nature of the human mind, gently return to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Do not fight against your negative thoughts. Simply replace them with the feeling of your desire accomplished. This practice requires persistence and patience. You are overcoming a lifetime of habit of seeing yourself as separate from your desires. But I promise you, with consistent application, you will begin to see changes in your world. At first, they may be small, synchronicity here, a fortunate coincidence there. But as you persist, these changes will grow larger and more frequent until your entire world has reshaped itself to match your inner vision. Now let us address a common concern. Many of you may be thinking, but what if my desire doesn't manifest immediately? What if weeks or months pass and I see no change? To this I say, time is an illusion of the physical world. In the realm of imagination, where all things are possible, time does not exist. Your desire is fulfilled now, in the eternal present moment. The time it takes to appear in your physical reality is determined by your ability to maintain the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The more consistently you can live in the end, the more quickly you will see results in your outer world. But do not make the mistake of looking for signs or trying to figure out how your desire will manifest. This is a form of doubt, a denial of the reality of your imaginal act. Your only task is to persist in the assumption that what you desire is already yours. The how and when are not your concern. Trust in the wisdom of your subconscious mind to bring about the fulfillment of your desire in ways that you cannot even imagine. Remember, the outer world is a delayed reflection of your inner state. Just as it takes time for light from distant stars to reach the earth, it may take time for the changes in your consciousness to fully manifest in your physical reality. But make no mistake, the change has already occurred the moment you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This is why I say to you now, your prayer is about to be answered. In the realm of imagination, where all creation takes place, it is already answered. Your task now is to align yourself with this truth, to live and move, and have your being in the consciousness of your wish fulfilled. Let us consider for a moment the nature of consciousness. Most of us go through life believing that we are our bodies, our thoughts, our emotions. But I tell you now, you are none of these things. You are pure awareness, the observer of all these phenomena. Your true self is not affected by the circumstances of your life. It is not limited by your past experiences or your current situation. It is infinite, eternal, and all-powerful. When you identify with this true self, you tap into a wellspring of creative power that knows no bounds. This is the meaning behind the biblical statement, I and my Father are one. Your human personality, with all its limitations and fears, is not separate from the infinite creative power of the universe. They are one and the same. When you truly understand and internalize this truth, you will see that there is nothing you cannot be, do, or have. Now, some of you may be thinking, but what about other people? Don't they have their own free will? How can I manifest a specific person or situation that involves others? To this I say there are no others. There is only one consciousness, individualized in billions of forms, but ultimately one. The people in your life are playing the roles that you have assigned to them through your beliefs and assumptions. When you change your conception of yourself and others, they must change to reflect your new awareness. This is not about controlling others, but about realizing that the entire world is yourself pushed out. This understanding brings with it a great responsibility. If you are the operating power in your world, if your consciousness is creating your reality, then you must be vouching about what you accept as true. Every thought, every assumption, every belief is a seed that will grow into experience. This is why it is so crucial to guard the door of your mind. Be selective about what you allow to take root in your consciousness. Choose thoughts and assumptions that align with your desires, that reflect the reality you wish to experience. And when you find yourself faced with undesirable circumstances, remember these are not obstacles to be overcome. They are opportunities to practice your power of revision. You can literally revise any event in your imagination. And if you do so with conviction and persistence, you will see your revised version replace the original in your physical experience. This power of revision is not limited to current or future events. You can even revise your past. If there are memories that pain you, experiences that you feel have limited you in some way, you can go back in your imagination and rewrite those scenes. As you do this, you will find that your present circumstances begin to change, aligning themselves with your new, revised past. Now, I want to address a question that may be arising in some of your minds. If I have this power to create my reality, why have I experienced hardship and suffering in my life? This is a profound question, and the answer lies in understanding the nature of consciousness and its evolution. You see, your life experiences, both positive and negative, are not punishments or rewards from an external source. They are the natural outpicturing of your state of consciousness. Often we are not aware of our deepest beliefs and assumptions. These subconscious patterns shape our reality without our conscious awareness. The challenges and difficulties you have faced in your life have served a purpose. They have brought you to this moment, to this understanding of your true power. Without them, you might never have sought a deeper truth, never have awakened to your divine nature. Moreover, what we perceive as hardship or suffering is often the breaking down of old patterns to make way for new growth. Just as a caterpillar must struggle to break free from its cocoon, strengthening its wings in the process, so too do our struggles strengthen us and prepare us for higher states of consciousness. But now that you are aware of your power, now that you understand the law of assumption, you no longer need to learn through suffering. You can consciously choose your state of being, and in doing so, choose your experiences. This is the meaning of the biblical injunction to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. As you change your habitual thought patterns, as you cultivate new assumptions about yourself and the world, you literally transform your entire experience of reality. Remember, consciousness is the only reality. What you are conscious of being, you become. This is why it is so important to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, to live from the end. By doing so, you are choosing to be conscious of your desire as an accomplished fact. As you go through your day, continually remind yourself of this truth. Whatever situation you find yourself in, whatever circumstances you encounter, ask yourself, how would I feel if my desire were already fulfilled? Then assume that feeling. Let it permeate your entire being. This practice may feel strange or unnatural at first. Your senses, conditioned by a lifetime of external focus, may rebel against this new way of being, but persist. Remember, your senses show you the world as it was, not as it is. They reflect the beliefs and assumptions you held in the past. As you maintain your new assumption, your senses will gradually align with your new reality. Now, let us delve deeper into the mechanics of manifestation. Many of you may be wondering about the role of detachment in this process. Should you be constantly focused on your desire, or should you let go and let God? The truth is, both attachment and detachment play a role in the manifestation process. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, when you live from the end, you are attaching yourself to the reality of your desire. You are claiming it as your own here and now. But at the same time, you must detach from the need for your desire to manifest in a particular way or within a specific time frame. This detachment comes naturally when you truly believe in the reality of your imaginal form. Just as you don't anxiously wait for the sun to rise each morning, knowing with certainty that it will, so too should you rest in the certainty that your desire is already yours. This state of relaxed assumption is the key to effortless manifestation. It is the Sabbath spoken of in Scripture, the rest we enter into when we cease from our own labors and allow the Lord to work on our behalf. As you go about your daily life, maintain an attitude of quiet confidence. Know that the entire universe is working to bring about the fulfillment of your desire. Your only task is to remain faithful to your assumption, to persist in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Now, some of you may be experiencing what seems like a delay in the manifestation of your desire. Perhaps you've been practicing these principles for some time without seeing tangible results. To you, I say, do not be discouraged. Remember, what you are doing is reprogramming your entire subconscious mind, overcoming a lifetime of limiting beliefs and assumptions. This process takes time, but it is inevitable. Just a seed planted in the ground will inevitably grow into a plant, so too will your assumption inevitably manifest in your physical reality. The only variable is time, and time is determined by the intensity of your faith and the consistency of your assumption. If you find your faith wavering, if doubts and fears arise, do not fight against them. Simply acknowledge them and return to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Every time you do this, you are strengthening your new assumption, making it more and more real to you. Remember, the outer world is a delayed reflection of your inner state. Continue to live from the end. Continue to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and you will see your world transform before your eyes. Now, let us address another aspect of this work that many find challenging, the concept of everyone is you pushed out. This principle states that every person in your life is a reflection of your own consciousness. They play the roles that you have assigned to them through your beliefs and assumptions. This can be a difficult concept to accept, especially when we encounter people who seem to oppose our desires or who behave in ways that cause us pain. But I urge you to consider, if everyone is you pushed out, then changing others becomes as simple as changing yourself. Instead of trying to manipulate or control others, Focus on changing your conception of them. See them as you would like them to be. Assume that they are already behaving in ways that align with your desire. As you do this consistently, you will be amazed at how their behavior towards you begins to change. This principle extends beyond individual relationships to encompass your entire world experience. The events you see on the news, the state of the economy, the condition of the environment, all of these are reflections of collective human consciousness. And as an individualization of that consciousness, you have the power to influence these collective states through your own assumptions. Imagine the implications of this understanding. By assuming a state of peace and harmony within yourself, you contribute to the manifestation of peace in the world. By assuming abundance and prosperity, you play a part in creating a more prosperous world for all. This is the true meaning of being the change you wish to see in the world. It is not about external action, although inspired action will naturally flow from your changed state. It is about embodying the state of consciousness that corresponds to your desired reality. As you practice living from the end, as you persistently assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you will begin to experience what I call signs following. These are external events and circumstances that confirm your new assumption. They may seem like coincidences or strokes of good fortune, but they are in fact the natural results of your changed consciousness. When you experience these signs following, do not make the mistake of becoming overly excited or attached to them. Simply acknowledge them as confirmation that the law is working and continue to live from the end. Remember, your desire is not something to be achieved in the future. It is a present fact in your imagination, and it is from this present fact that you must live. Now, I want to address a common misconception about this work. Many people believe that the law of assumption can only be used for material gain or personal advantage. Nothing could be further from the truth. The highest use of this law is for spiritual awakening and the realization of your true divine nature. As you practice living from the end, as you cultivate the ability to assume states of consciousness at will, you are in fact preparing yourself for the ultimate assumption, the realization of your oneness with God. This is the true purpose of all desire, to lead you back to your divine source. Every desire you have, whether for material success, loving relationships, or personal growth, is ultimately a desire for the feeling those things will give you. And that feeling is a state of consciousness, a way of being. As you master the art of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are mastering the art of consciously choosing your state of being. This is why I say that desire is the august messenger of God. It is through our desires that we are led to explore different stored consciousness, different ways of being. And through this exploration, we eventually come to realize our true nature as infinite, eternal beings of pure awareness. So do not judge your desires as good or bad, spiritual or material. All desires serve the ultimate purpose of awakening you to your true self. Embrace them. Use them as opportunities to practice the law of assumption, and watch as they lead you to ever higher states of consciousness. As we conclude, remember this: your prayer is already answered. The power to manifest your desires lies within you. It's not about making things happen, but aligning with the reality where they've already occurred. Your imagination is the creative force shaping your world. What you consistently imagine and feel as real will inevitably manifest. This isn't wishful thinking, but a fundamental law of consciousness. Practice living from the end. Feel the joy and gratitude of your fulfilled desire. Let this feeling permeate your being. As you maintain this state, your outer world will reshape itself to match your inner vision. Remember, everyone and everything in your life reflects your consciousness. Change your conception of yourself and others, and watch as your reality transforms. Persistence is key. Your only task is to remain faithful to your assumption. Trust in the perfect timing of the universe. Release attachment to how or when your desire will manifest. Every challenge is an opportunity to practice revision. You can rewrite any event in your imagination, changing your past and present. Your desires are divine messages, leading you to explore different states of consciousness. Embrace them as stepping stones to spiritual awakening. As you master the art of conscious assumption, you're preparing for the ultimate realization, your oneness with the divine. This is the true purpose of all desire and manifestation. Go forth with the knowledge that you are the operant power in your world. Your consciousness creates your reality. Live from this understanding and watch as miracles unfold in your life. Your prayers is answered. Your desire is fulfilled. It is done.